Hello, I'm Casey, editor of GoBankingRates.com. In my last video, I gave you some tips for selling on eBay, and I mentioned that PayPal is the easiest and most popular way to accept payment. However, conducting financial transactions on the internet does pose a few risks, so I'm going to give you a few tips for making your transactions go as smoothly as possible. One of the most important things to keep in mind when using PayPal are the fees. If you're buying something, you never have to pay a fee. Transferring money to another person is usually free too, unless you're using a debit card instead of a bank account or transferring money internationally. On the other hand, if you're accepting money via PayPal as a seller, the service will take a cut. It costs 30 cents per transaction plus 2.9% of the total transaction amount. This is really important to keep in mind when you're pricing your item so that you aren't taken aback by the fees once you make the sale. Unfortunately, eBay no longer allows sellers to leave negative feedback for buyers, but you can still look at the general feedback for a potential buyer to find out how reliable that person is. And if you're not doing business over eBay, you can use things like communities and forums to find out if your buyer has ever presented problems in the past. And luckily, if you do run into a problem selling on eBay, you can use the Seller Reporting Hub to report things like an unpaid item, feedback extortion, or any other issues you run into with a buyer. Don't keep your buyer waiting. If they have any questions for you, make sure you answer them promptly so that your transaction isn't delayed. And as soon as you receive payment, you should put the item in the mail. As a seller, it's also strongly recommended that you purchase either tracking or delivery confirmation so that you ensure the package gets where you intended. Delivery confirmation through the U.S. Postal Service is only 85 cents, and if your package does get lost in the mail, you can avoid any discrepancies. Also, be sure to verify that the billing address matches the address that you're shipping to. And if a buyer asks that you send the package out of the country, beware. This is a common PayPal scam because the seller is only protected against a loss if they ship to the address that's on file for that buyer. Speaking of scams, there is some buyer behavior that you should watch out for that indicates that they're up to something. A few examples of unusual or suspicious requests include wanting to rush a shipment at any cost, sending partial payments from different PayPal accounts, or not making their payment in full. You should know that you can use PayPal to send and receive money over the web for just about any reason, and not just when you're using eBay. As long as you keep these tips in mind, PayPal can be a great tool for managing your finances easily and conveniently. Thanks for watching, and visit GoBankingRates.com to learn more about generating side income. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can see the rest of our spring cleaning videos.